What I do is I fill this barrel, or I fill lots of barrels, but I filled this barrel with various types of what's otherwise known as weeds, and also some garden discards, and in this case I even had tree leaves in here. These are actually honey locust leaves, and I did that last fall, or it could have been late summer, and then I filled it with rainwater and then screwed the lid on tight. There's a screw on the lid here, see that? Right here. And it fermented. And the juices of that ferment is what I call compost tea. Now I've utilized many barrels of this in the last 3-4 years on my gardens, and it's always had a positive result. Now that it's in the sunlight, you can see how rich it is. It's like pea soup. All those suspended particles are all nutrients for my garden plants. We are now going to siphon this water out, this tea out, because I want to put it in my sprinkling can, and any of this bigger debris will clog up the can. All it takes is one of those little pieces of stems and it'll clog up half of that sprinkling mechanism at the end of the can. There. I found that the smell of this stuff actually deters pests of all types. I got a sprinkling can here. Get that in there. Ooh, there's something in the can now. A leaf. That is rich. That is the best type of fertilizer that I know how to make right there. We're going to go pour it on the garden. Let's take you along for the ride. Over here is a bed of black celsi that's just starting to come up. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, there's one right there. You can see the seed sheath is still on the plant. Let's see if I pull it. It comes off of there. Ooh, it doesn't want to. There we go. That's the seed sheath right there. And here's the plant. I just popped it off of. There's one in here that's growing pretty good already. Look at that. I planted a lot of seeds in here. Last year I had almost all of them germinate. So this whole bed should be full. There's another one that's pretty old, pretty big. Let's water them. Woohoo, they're yelling. There's an open barrel here, and it just naturally filled with water without a catchment. That's from over the winter. I'm transferring this water right now through these 2 buckets up to the barrel next to the compost heap, so I'll be using that water on that compost. Blue barrel's empty. Blue barrel was totally full, and that water didn't totally fill up this screw top lid barrel. These are larger capacity. There's the 2020 compost heap. I just built it yesterday. So it's hot and sunny. I'm going to have to put the tarp over it now. The tarp is sitting over there. I'll dig that out and get her covered. Otherwise too much water will evaporate out of it. I had a pile of dry material right here that came from cleaning up the yard, and I had an idea. I went ahead and put it in this barrel of water. Now it's going to be very hydrated for when I add it to the compost. So I think that's a pretty cool idea. I got the tarp on. That tarp has just about had her, and I think we can get another year or 2 out of her. Look at, the whole thing is ripped right here. But it's about slowing evaporation. It'll do that. Here. Get some shade on the subject. Got these little flies hatching out of here already, just like that. I mean, it didn't take long. And this is good because the little birds will come and eat them. We're going to have full stomachs flying around here. Things are arriving up. I just built this squash bed and I surrounded it with chicken wire because back here I've grown squash and watermelon in the past, and it's either deer or woodchucks that come and help themselves. They actually don't end up eating the squash or the watermelon, they just wreck the vine and they don't get a ripe melon. Now last year I did get one ripe watermelon because the woodchuck only got 2 of the vines, left one there. So this year we aren't going to have that problem. So all I had last year, the last couple of years, where it was an anaerobic compost heap here, and I don't think this one got hot. You can see that there's still manure here, but it's full of redworms. It's just chock full of them, and this is going to be a very fertile situation. So what I'll probably do is plant watermelon in the front, and we'll let that trail around into the wood chips down here, and we'll put squash on the back, and we'll let those squash climb up that cattle panel. And last year I didn't have that 4x8 sheet of plywood there, so that's new, and that'll help to warm this pile up. And you know, the watermelon really like it hot, and this will help to warm it up. So that's it. Another project. If I get a picture over here. Okay.